The stories of immigration and representation continue here on So Jannelle TV. If you've missed the first few segments of the program, don't worry because we drop all our content on our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/SoJannelleTV, and click on the notification bell so that you get notified every time we drop new content, which is almost every day. Longer, fuller versions of the interviews that you see on TV. Right about now, we're going to bring you another story of representation in public office. This time, the youngest ever mayor of the city of Pinole in California, and he is Filipino. So honored to have with us today on the show the youngest ever mayor of the city of Pinole, California, and he happens to be Filipino. Also the first Filipino American mayor of the city of Pinole and the youngest ever Filipino American mayor. Hello and welcome to So Jannelle, Mayor Cameron Sasai. How are you? Kamusta?
I'm doing well, Jannelle. It's good to see you. And I know the last time that we saw each other was actually at the White House last year for Filipino American History Month. So it's good to see you here in City Hall in my city, at least virtually. So thank you for having me on.
Yes, you know what? I really wanted to go to your oath taking, but unfortunately I wasn't able to fly out there. But give us a sense of what it was like. It was very recent for you, big names. What happened? What was it like?
It was a great day for the community, January 18th, so just a few weeks ago. But we had a great showing of folks, leaders from the community throughout the Bay Area, throughout California. AG Banta was there to swear me in as the mayor of Pinole. And then also we had Pilo, who a lot of people know is a Bay Area rapper and artist. It's really popular, ambassador to the Warriors, 49ers, and Giants. And he came through and came back to his hometown to represent. And so it was such an honor to have him there and like a full circle moment. You know, it's these two kids who came from Pinole and made it. So it was a great day and looking forward to more of those moments in the future.
Congratulations. See, there's so many avenues that you could have taken. You could have been a nurse. You could have been in accounting. You could have been a rapper like Pilo, your childhood friend. But what made you pursue politics?
And I think a lot of politicians dreamt of a moment like this since they were kids. That was not it for me. So when I was growing up and being in college, I actually studied to try to be in the medical field. So that was my start. But then after a while, I think this was during pandemic, around 2020, it gave me a lot of room and solitude to really think about my impact on the world and how I wanted to do good for folks. And so I just think about those moments. You know, we had the astronomical rise in hate crimes against Asian Americans. And these were folks who looked like my parents, like my family. And seeing those folks brutalized, you know, in my backyard here in Oakland, San Francisco, that lit a fire in me to do something. And also just seeing the history of this office, seeing that in the past 120 years, I'm the first Filipino American mayor of the city and only the second of Asian descent. So seeing that background and seeing my community not being represented made me want to run for this office and make sure that we have a voice in City Hall.
And so what was that like, telling your parents that you were going to leave the medical field?
A lot of concerns. You know, my mom comes from an immigrant background, my dad from a working class background. So of course they want to see that I succeed and they will provide for myself. But I think they at a certain point understood the importance of the work.
How would you say that your upbringing, your Filipino style of upbringing, affected or influenced or developed your leadership style and the values that you hold dear as a public servant?
I think the story begins before me, and that's really reflecting on my mom's story of being, you know, born and raised in the Philippines in Quezon City, and then coming here to the U.S. And she grew up during a time of martial law in the Philippines, and so she came here younger than I am right now to the U.S. seeking a better future, more opportunities, and also a future with democracy. And so I'm grateful for her, and I think that informs the way I approach the work right now. So even today in 2025. We're still fighting for those different things in California and the United States, which is fighting for democracy and really leading with community building. And so that's the sort of thing that I lead with in this city, which is how do we build these spaces and a culture and a city of laws that really lift up folks. And so that is really the way that my upbringing and the folks who really raised me influenced the way my leadership is as mayor.
I want you to explain how important community is to you, not just because you are serving them now, but also because they help get you elected.
So exactly right. It was the NAFA Run for Office program. So NAFA is the National Federation of Filipino Americans. And so they had this amazing program, and folks like Mark Polito, who was a former mayor of Cerritos, and even A.G. Banta was a part of the mentoring for their program. And so it was so helpful, especially for someone like me who had no background in politics whatsoever, learning from Filipino Americans who hold public office and getting their really just tips in terms of how to navigate the space, how to go from a candidate to winning office, then also to navigating being in the office as well. So it was a great program. I hope that NAFA continues to do it, but really those connections that I made personally in that program, I can continue to have and seek out really that advice from folks now that I'm mayor of the city.
All right. And moving ahead now, you have taken your oath of office, you are in office, working. What are some of the challenges that you feel like you're going to be facing? What are some of your agenda? What's on your agenda?
Sure. Well, top of mind, I think this is the same for all cities, is fiscal stability. And so last year, our voters passed Measure I, which is a half-cent sales tax measure and provides almost $2.5 million annually to our city of revenue. And so what that's going to do is going to help us deliver on our goals, which is public safety, road maintenance and safety as well, and really ensuring safe staffing levels across the board. And so that's top of mind for me. And also, like I said, public safety. We often think about that with law enforcement and emergency services, but especially in 2025, that means a lot of things. It means, and we've seen this for the past 2 weeks here, massive rollbacks on civil rights and immigration issues being at the forefront of mind. We need to make sure that whoever you are, no matter what your party affiliation is, no matter your gender identity or sexual orientation, that you are equally protected. And in Pinole, that's going to be top of mind, and we're going to make sure that we propose laws. And that's one of the first things I did in my mayorship in the past few months here, is proposing laws to ensure that we reiterate that California is a sanctuary state, and we do provide resources necessary to protect and uplift our immigrant communities.
Thank you so much for that. 26-year-old mayor of the city of Pinole, what would be your message to the Filipino American community? Maybe some young Filipino Americans who one day dream of blazing trails like you did?
I would say start. And I often speak to our youth and our Filipino American youth about using their leadership and to really, after, I've seen this time and time again, folks who graduate from high school and college, and then they move somewhere else. But we want you to come back into the cities that brought you up and reinvest your success back into your community. And I would really say start, and you're not alone. Reach out. We have so many Filipino American leaders and public servants who have been a part of this process of being elected. Reach out to us. We're not inaccessible. And we're going to provide you with all the connections and resources necessary to run for office and to make sure that you have your voice in the government as well.
And if you're lucky, Mayor Sasai can also give you some skincare tips. Right? Like
we spoke about this at the White House. Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you so much, and thank you for representing. And yeah, we'll see you around. Good luck and God bless.
It is a pleasure. God bless. Thank you so much, Jannelle.